And I am back again, this time again Toki Style, playing the purple Zerg, which is now the blue Zerg. And he's playing from spot number 5, and he is up against Mr. S. I'm calling him Barcode S, but I know that he is Mincheul. Mincheul, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Mincheul. He is a Korean streamer. He is considered to be amongst the highest level of fastest map streamers in Korea and the entire fastest map community in the world. And I'm quite curious to see how he will play this. I think I saw somewhere that he played for the Busan qualifiers for ASL 3 or 5. And he got through the very first round, but in the second round he got up against a pro player. I think it was Light, or one of those pro players, I'm not entirely sure. And he pretty much got completely destroyed and didn't qualify for the ASL. I don't think he actually had much of a chance to get into the ASL. Maybe he did, I'm not entirely sure. But he got destroyed really hard by Light, which is by no means a shame, considering Light has won a KSL, I think. He's a pretty accomplished pro player. But anyway, let's get back to the match. So as he's playing the red Protoss, he started with Pylon 2 Gateway and a Pylon, scouting pretty early. He's going for a very offensive build, which is quite uncommon for what I've seen so far. And he's there adding in a simulator. Toki on the other side of the map has not choked, which is very uncommon for Toki to not choke up as a Zerg. I've always seen him choke and play a turtly Zerg, but this time around he's deciding to go for a way riskier Zerg, and he went for a hatchery, a pool right after another hatchery, and a gas. And he's positioning his overlords. With this one he's scouting, with the other one he has his vision over his entrance. And Mincheul has, I'll just call him S. S has, that's a bit inconvenient. Barcode S maybe. I think I'll just call him Mincheul. Mincheul has scouted his base and now knows that there is no choke, which with his build just so makes it very convenient for him, because this build perfectly works against a non-choking Zerg. There's a Sunken going to be finished. He's gonna fight off this probe, just damage the drone of his, and this zealot is gonna die to the Zerglings. He's probably gonna take a Zergling or 2 with him. Actually, no, he's not gonna engage. Yes, he's gonna engage. And Toki Marcos is almost dead Zergling back and saves it. And now there's 2 Zealots standing just out of range of a Sunken. Another Zealot is gonna come walking in. He has not produced another Zealot. Yes, there's not a Zealot being produced. He's made a Cybernetics Core, a Robotics Facility, a Forge. He's now in 2 gas. This has not added a Nexus. And there's another fight going on. And I think he killed a Zergling. This one did not kill a Zergling. Let me select it. Just one Zergling has died. So far, a Probe, a Zergling, and a Zealot have died. A little bit of fighting that has been going on. And he's just walking back and forth, looking for an opening, keeping Toki on his toes. And Toki has other ideas. Instead, he's going to send his Zerglings out into the middle of the map and probably find Mincheul's base anytime soon. I'm not sure if he knows exactly where he is, but he's just going to send them to the top spot. I assume, because that's where they are going. Yes, he's going to find them in that top spot. I think he saw from the direction the Zealot was coming that Mincheul had to be on the top spot. That explains that. But Mincheul has 3 Dragoons finished and is now microing and chasing these Zerglings out of his base. Get the hell out of here. And Toki has finished Zergling speed, whereas Mincheul has started weapon upgrade and Dragoon range. And there is a Hydralisk Den thrown down. And now Toki is on 3 hatcheries, almost got a Hydralisk Den, he's added another gas, he's making a Sunken there. He's re-evaluating his game plan because he knows, Zergling speed might not do that much against Mincheul, but the upside of those Zerglings is that you can catch these Dragoons out in the middle of the map. So that's why Mincheul is keeping them inside his base, deciding not to go out just yet. And there is a Reaver being produced. More pylon? Nope, that's a Citadel of Adun. He's got a shuttle ready. 3 more Dragoons being produced from the gateways. And Toki has added another hatchery. He's going to make 2 more Sunkens, most likely. Or has he changed his mind? No, he's making an Evo chamber. This one will turn into a Sunken, I am pretty sure of it. Overlords repositioned over the hills. This one going to the hill too. Running to the hills. Mining from 2 gas now instead of just 1. So that one finished up. Total of 6 drones mining gas for him. And Hydralisk is being produced. But little does he know. He will soon find out with his Overlord. He's gonna take that Overlord down with his Dragoons, and Toki is just sitting back with his Zerglings because he knows I cannot fight against this. This is way too many Dragoons. And he knows there's a Reaver in there. And another Reaver is being produced inside of Mincheul's base. He's also started Zealot speed, so he's going to throw down a lot more Zealots. There's 4 Zealots being produced. And Toki is now going for Hydralisk range and missile attack for Hydralisk. And Mincheul is trying to fly in, but he cannot find an opening. Instead, he drops the Reaver. The Reaver is taking down a lot of Zerglings, and he's going to hover his shuttle over the Reaver. Back and down, ready to pick it up once it's going to get low. He doesn't pick it up. A lot of... I can't see how many he killed, but he has almost cleaned out his entire Hydralisk and Zergling army with the help of that Reaver. He doesn't decide to pick up the Reaver, probably because the shuttle was low HP, and he just wanted to get the maximum damage out of that Reaver for as long as it could live, without having to also sacrifice the shuttle. It's better to sacrifice one of the 2 instead of both. So he pulls back the Dragoons and the shuttle. And Toki successfully fought that off, although it was at the cost of most of his units. But in return, Mincheul also lost most of his units. And adding more gateways. He will be on 9 gateways once this all finishes. He's making Zealots now instead of Dragoons, because he needs the gas for his tech upgrades. He's added another Nexus. And armor upgrade coming out. Shuttle speed. Halfway through. Another Reaver being produced. He's got 2 Reavers inside his shuttle. And we're going to see ourselves some really nice shuttle Reaver micro. And he tried to do it just then, but it didn't work out for him because the shuttle was low HP. But the shuttle has slowly regained some of its HP. Which means he can now try again, and now he's starting a mid-build. He's gonna throw down a lot of gateways and whatever he's gonna throw down right there. And now he's gonna go for the attack. Toki has a couple more Sunkens being produced. And now he has a nice surround with his Hydralisk, but he micros his Hydralisk back because he knows, whoa, this is our role. This is a lot of Zealots, a lot of units, and he sees the Reavers, he pulls back even more, effectively, temporarily nullifying the Reavers, but the Reavers take down the Sunkens. And Toki has to micro back his Hydralisk really well. He cannot afford to lose any Hydralisk. The Zealots are taking down some Hydralisk, but the Hydralisk are also taking a lot of Zealots. And he's pulling back again, waiting for more Hydralisks to finish from his hatcheries. And he's gonna go in. He's gonna try to surround. Yes, he gets a surround and he takes down the Reavers. The Reavers are gonna go down. The Reavers also gonna go down. The Reaver still gets off another shot and it takes down, sadly, only 2 Hydralisks. But the Hydralisks are gonna die. No, the Hydralisks actually, in fact, come out on top as the Dragoons were already low HP and die to the Hydralisks. And now Mincheul again has to pull back his units after Toki successfully fights off his attack. And now there's 4 Zealots, 2 Dragoons inside Toki's choke. Toki is chasing them off. Mincheul decides to pull back. And now a bunch of gateways. Well, only 3 gateways are going to be thrown down on the middle. Maybe 4 once he has the minerals for a 4th one. No, he's just going to stay on 3 gateways on the middle for now. Another Reaver inside his base. No shuttle yet. He's making a shuttle. And Mincheul attacks. Now he almost has armor upgrade ready. But I think Toki will come out on top on this fight because he has way more Hydralisks than Mincheul has Dragoons and Zealots. And he has also added a lot of hatcheries down here. So now he's on 7 hatcheries to produce units from. And 1 main hatchery. Mincheul, however, I feel still is way on top. He's just got way more probes. That's the upside of being Protoss. You can just keep pumping out probes, whereas when you're Zerg, you have to sacrifice drone production in order to make units. Which is also one of the main reasons why Protoss is by far the strongest race on the map, because you can just build anywhere without loss. You can just be aggressive without any loss. More gateways being thrown on the middle, producing Dragoons. And there is a Templar Archive that is now making Psionic Storm. More pylons there, it's like another fort so we can get more upgrades. armor upgrade for units has just finished. There it is. 101. Toki is on 101. Has not started carapace upgrade yet. And he started the lair. And there the Reavers are dropped down. A lot of Zealots with speed lags this time, so it's going to be way harder for Toki to fight this off. Mincheul is flying his shuttle back and forth, ready to pick up the Reaver. He doesn't need to. A lot of these llllSllll are dying to the Zealots who have superior upgrades over the llllSllll. But now he is going in, he's going to try to take down these Reavers, but the Reavers take down all. He picks up the Reaver, drops it down, picks up the Reaver, drops it down, and he micros it really well and avoids taking damage on his Reavers. Reavers took minimal damage, although that one nearly died. He saved it just in time, but managed to have it deal out the max amount of damage that it could. More weapon upgrade and armor upgrade coming down, being upgraded for Mincheul. Mincheul picks up the Reaver, but the shuttle dies. Another Reaver also dies. It's a little bit of the late response, but you cannot always respond in time when you're also building units in your base at the same time as you're fighting. Whew! And there is level 2 missile upgrade for ground. But Mincheul, being almost 100 supply ahead of Toki, is balling up another group of units, but this time he has 3 Templars, which might be way more effective than the Reavers were. And the Templars walk forward, a single Templar dies, another Templar also dies. That's not as effective as the Reavers were, but I think he's gonna pick up. There's a Templar in there and a Zealot in there, and he's gonna fly it back and forth, keeping Toki on his toes, because Toki knows, dear God, I do not want that shuttle to be able to fly into my base. He's gonna try to fly around, he's gonna be able to fly it in. He drops the Templar, and the Templar doesn't get the storm off. He manages to fight the Templar just in time, preventing his early demise. Instead, he now has a little bit more time, a little bit more breathing room. Although breathing room, actually, Mincheul runs another batch of Zealots right in, and is not going to attack, he's going to pull them back because he doesn't want to lose them just yet. He just wants to get a nice idea of what Toki is up to, and he picks up 4 of them. I assume he's loading them up for a drop. Meantime, robotic facilities have been thrown down, and he's producing Reavers from those robotic facilities, and he drops the Zealots back, because apparently he doesn't need the Zealots in there. And there's a lot of scouting going on, and he is sending another batch of units into Toki's base. He's going to take down all these Sunkens. Toki wants none of that. He smartly forces Toki to focus on that shuttle, pulling a lot of his llllSllls back, making it impossible for him to successfully defend all of these Sunkens that he was planning on making. That's a really smart little move. It was empty, but basically it allowed for Mincheul to take down his entire choke. And now Toki, however, does have enough units to fight off these units, but there is a real drop coming in. Toki doesn't see it, Toki doesn't respond. Toki is going to lose all of his drones here. And what's this? Mincheul is just pretending there's nothing in there to fool him, like to do basically a same repeat action as he did before. But now Toki is gonna pull. No, Toki's not gonna pull him back, not gonna focus down that shuttle, and there is Reaver comes out and it kills 20 drones, and it's gonna kill another bunch of drones. Oh, and Toki is done for. Yeah, he agrees, he taps out. It's really nice, maybe a little bit of an unorthodox display from Mincheul, but his approach worked because Toki's approach was also unorthodox. And I would have loved to have seen Toki choke on this map, but he definitely had other ideas, and his ideas happened to work in favor of Mincheul. And it's pretty much just borderline impossible to, even if the opposing player is slightly worse than you are, which in this case was not the case because Mincheul is already a better player than Toki. And playing Zerg versus Protoss without a choke is just so extremely hard because you're on the back foot the entire time, and you have no bottleneck in which you can concentrate the enemy units into a very small file of units, so you can't spread them out. The upside is though that you can spread your own llllSllll out in your own base, as we saw with Toki spreading them out to the sides to get a surround on the enemy units. But the idea is that the moment enemy units are in your base and you do not have a choke to keep them out, it becomes very hard to play Zerg versus Protoss. And I think this was a pretty nice game, had some nice Reaver micro, although also some very greedy failed Reaver micro, and some nice distractions going on. I hope you enjoyed watching that one. I enjoyed casting it. I even learned a couple of little things from it, from watching. And I'm gonna do another one. See you later.